Coming up on SAU News, if you lose your ID card, you'll need to find the new campus card desk. But it's in a new place. We'll show you where.
Singer-songwriters played their tunes to a packed house last weekend. I'll introduce you to the artists featured in Southern Saturday Nights.
Coming up on SAU News. Find out what that was. SAU News starts now.
Welcome to SAU News. I am Timothy Brass.
And I'm Georgia Standish. Our show is a weekly newscast brought to you by the School of Journalism and Communication. Academy and university athletes from across the nation are here at Southern for Acro Fest 2014. Hundreds are practicing their tumbles, flips, and pyramids in day-long workshops in the gym. Ben Lowry takes us there.
Acrofest is an annual event where academies and universities from all across the nation join together to better their acrobatic skills, such as balancing on a ball. People all around me are standing on the balls, walking around. I did it, obviously. I was so good at it that I decided never to do it again. Currently, I'm sitting on the ball instead of standing on it because this is actually much harder than standing on it. It's much more acrobatic to do. On TV here. See, it is tough. Gym masters and other instructors provided direction, a boost, and coaching to Acrofest participants. The instructors showed participants how to improve on their acrobatic feats. Full squads also practiced in the gym for the big show Saturday night. A popular workshop that didn't include flips was acro yoga.
So far, I really enjoyed the acro yoga. I was surprised at how much I actually really like that. Acro yoga is where the base is on the ground and the top is on their feet, and they're doing different moves on their feet.
I really liked the acro yoga part, but also learning how to do my handstand better was awesome.
An inflatable volleyball court was available for the gymnasts to use. You could also spin like a wheel, or you could be suspended in the air. Another popular event involved trampolines.
The circus clinic, like the wall walking and the lyra and the silks and stuff.
For SAU News, I'm the Ben Lowry.
Acrofest culminates in a big Saturday night show where teams representing each school perform a gymnastics routine. The event's already sold out, but you can watch it live on Southern's website.
We have a follow-up story to last week's report about Convocation credit. The Southern Accent reports that the university's Spiritual Life Committee is considering possible changes in the requirement for Convocation, Worship, and Vespers credit. Campus chaplain Brendan Keirstein says that the committee is comparing 10 to 15 systems to other Christian colleges. One model under consideration would combine Convocation, Worship, and Vespers into one requirement pool. If changes are recommended, they would have to be approved by university administration. At the earliest, a new policy wouldn't be in effect till next year.
A lot of students don't know that there's an empty building in the middle of campus. SAU News reporter Natasha Mirilov went to see what's happening in the building that's been empty for months.
Students walk by this building every day, not realizing what is going on inside. After the School of Education and Psychology moved back into its original building, Harrenhal was sitting empty for a while now.
Harrenhal has kind of become our transition spot. When we are need to renovate another spot, we move somebody over there. For instance, Summer Hour, when we renovated Summer Hour, we took Education and Psychology and put them in there.
Now the Information System Department is ready to take over for a few months. In the meanwhile, you are to expect a new facelift in Wright Hall's second floor.
One of the primary push to get this construction is to consolidate the workstation support and then the campus card desk, so we can have a one kind of central public access.
The plan is to create a friendly entrance to help students with computer issues, ID cards, and registration. This means knocking down walls and making space more efficient, while the server room will be insulated for protection with limited access during construction. Harrenhal was built in the 1970s. Now, it was up to code and up to date back then, but today's codes look a lot different than before. The building is old and tired, and what it needs is a good upgrade. The ceiling, the AC, windows, stairwells, all these things need to be updated. The biggest issue is the building has no handicap access. Financial Administration Vice President Marty Hamilton says there are 3 options to consider when talking about the future of Harrenhal.
Moderate renovations, some more extensive renovations, and then the third one would be a total removal of the building, and what would it cost to build a new building.
The building is slated for some type of renovation in the future. Their long-term goal is to permanently house the mathematics and computing science departments. For SAU News, I'm Natasha Mirilov.
IS will officially open at its new location in Harrenhal Thursday, November 20.
Imagine you're at a costume party that goes for an entire week. That pretty much sums up SA Spirit Week. It started with a Wanky Tacky Monday, where you could attend classes dressed up in crazy outfits. The SA encouraged everyone to take pictures and post them on the SA Facebook page. Next came Culture Day, where students represent their native countries or some other place they've traveled. Wednesday was Twins Day, where you and a friend could dress up alike and pretend you were siblings. We have some real twins on campus who don't have to pretend. Throwback Thursday was for dress up in vintage attire. SA awarded cash prizes daily to students whose photos had the most likes on Facebook.
Promoters of last weekend's premier musical event hope it's an omen of good things to come. Not only did I discover a wealth of musical talent, but a large and appreciative audience for singer-songwriters. Improv beside the Village Market was full of music as Amber Hope Vilbus, Adam Dunca, and Aaron Bruce performed at the inaugural Southern Nights. These Southern students played songs they'd composed and written themselves. Many of the pieces expressed the personal struggles and emotions of the artist. Audience members watched as their own peers demonstrated their talent in the small but intimate environment. For Izzy Alari, who emceed the event, it was an opportunity not only to watch, but to sing with one of his favorite campus musicians.
I played an original called Superman. It was pretty fun. I sang it with Amber Hope, so she's amazing, so the song was amazing.
Some listeners had to sit outside due to the small area, but space heaters kept them comfortable. The Snackin' Wagon was also on site, selling pastries and warm drinks. It's a bit chilly out here, but I've been keeping warm with this gourmet hot chocolate that I got from the Snackin' Wagon. Southern Saturday Night has had lots of music and a good turnout, 40 or 50 people, which is great for, this first event. Music education major Adam Dunca brought his friend Felipe to play the piano. The duo performed some original instrumental pieces, but a favorite was a lively rendition of Autumn Leaves. The final performer was music major Aaron Bruce, who performed songs from several of his recorded albums. Some guests are already looking forward to the next Southern Night.
They should have great performances here. It's a pretty chill spot, so I like to come back to see what they have.
While a schedule of future Southern Nights hasn't been finalized, keep your eyes open for posters, as event planners hope to make this a regular Saturday night activity. If you're interested in performing at a future Southern Night, contact Enactus, the student group in the School of Business, which sponsors the event. They have a Facebook page called Enactus Southern.
Seniors are getting their yearbook photos taken in the Student Center. Prestige Portrait is using the Shari Norton Room as a photo studio. Seniors have been coming in to have their portraits taken professionally against a classic backdrop. Formal attire is provided: a velvet off-the-shoulder blouse for women and a tuxedo shirt and jacket for men. Students are directed into a variety of poses, some smiling and some without. The photographers won't show you the images immediately, but proofs will be sent out in 2 weeks. No payment is required at the portrait session, only contact information so they can send you the photos.
Drones are taking off on campus, and the producers of Strawberry Festival are jumping on board. The creative team invited a professional drone operator to help capture a video that cameras on the ground cannot. Hovering hundreds of feet above Taylor Circle, an alien-looking quadrocopter captured video clips by remote control. Students from across campus gathered to help create the moment, attracted by the promise of free pizza. The director of Strawberry Fest, Kendall Rittenauer, wanted to include more people in the show with unique events like this one.
Well, drones are starting to get really popular and more affordable, so I just had the idea that to end Strawberry Festival, it'd be cool to have people spell out SAU and do an aerial shot, so that's what we did.
Participants waved and shouted at the camera as the drone rocketed up into Collegedale skies. The video was completed in only a couple of takes, and the promised pizza was passed around.
Speaking of drones, every day at about noon, we can see them flying outside our studio here at Brock Hall.
So we invited SAU News reporter Ben Lowry to meet the drone pilots and find out what makes them fly. Ben, thanks for coming in.
You're welcome. It's great to be here.
So I've heard that these things are harder than they look to fly. Did you get to try one?
No, I didn't get to try any of these, but yes, they are harder than they look to fly because there's just a whole bunch of stuff going on. But they are a lot of fun to fly, and I found out that more and more students are not only flying them, but they're also building them as well.
Is it a bird? Is it a plane? Is it Superman? Nope, it's a multirotor. You may have seen or heard the buzz about multirotors, also known as quads in drones. A couple times a week, Southern students and faculty get together to fly their multirotors. They can usually be found at the fields by the duck pond or the WSMC field. Acrobatic flips, tricks, and more can be seen with these high-flying machines. Professor Ryan Harrenhal is among the Southern multirotor pilots.
So this is a pretty typical setup. This is what they call a dead cat style, which means that the motors aren't symmetrical. You see, it's not exactly an X. It's a little bit wider in the front, a little bit narrower in the back.
I wish I could fly like these quadcopters. I'd get to class a lot quicker.
It's a really fun hobby. It's fun to get into. It can be a little expensive. A lot of people think, oh, it's a toy, but they're really not toys. They're higher end stuff.
Student Neil Didolo uses first-person view goggles in order to fly his quadcopter.
The more ingenious you are with learning to repair stuff, the cheaper you can make this hobby. So I had a crash a week or so ago, and I busted an arm. Instead of having to buy a whole new frame, I just got some free paint sticks and basically made new arms for it.
But yeah, in general, RC flying is a great hobby to get into. It's a lot of fun, and you have a lot of opportunity for education. So you can learn about electronics, about engineering, about science, about the basics of lift and aerodynamics. So it's a great educational tool beyond just being fun.
For SAU News, I'm the Ben Lowry.
If you'd like to get into flying a multirotor, the cheapest ones and the small ones that are easiest to learn on are as little as $150.
So, if you were a multi-rotor pilot, are there any places you can't fly?
Well, I wouldn't suggest bringing them to class. I tried to bring one to class the other day, and the teacher didn't like that too much.
Ben, I've seen a lot of photographers and filmmakers get excited about these. What does it take to take photos or video from above?
It's very easy. A lot of them are attached to them or built into them, and other ones you can just easily attach a GoPro to it. It's nice and stable. You can move the GoPro around and stuff too. So, I mean, it's great for photography and videography.
So you're thinking about getting one?
Well, I got friends that have some, so I think I might just fly some for free and, not drop the money on it.
Ben, it's always a pleasure. Thank you for coming in.
You're welcome.
With Thanksgiving and finals just around the corner, students are pre-registering for winter semester classes. Faculty advisors are offering pre-registration help. With assigned times to meet, you would think the process would be orderly, but some students think otherwise.
Like, during registration, I'm going to have a break, and then I'm going to go do these classes. It's a little mental, like, step by step, like it's going to be okay type thing. So yeah, good mix of stress and relief.
Juniors and seniors get to register first, followed by sophomores and finally freshmen. If you need to make changes to your schedule, don't worry. You can add and drop classes clear up until next semester.
Last Saturday night was the annual Extreme Dodgeball tournament. SAU News reporter Kendall Rittenauer has the story.
There was a great turnout of fans to watch the event. As the team members warmed up, I asked them why they joined the competition.
The name of my team is the Baby Clowns. I'm playing dodgeball because I want to win the grand prize of $300, $50 per person. Gonna go spend it on a little go-kart.
If I win, I'm gonna use the money to go to Walmart and buy myself the food for the week.
This is our third year, I believe. This is fourth year? This is fourth. This is year number 4, Prestige Worldwide.
In it for the strength mostly.
And the fun. Mostly the fun and the strength.
Okay. Money right here.
Money right here. If we go, we go. If we lose, we lose.
I'm not in it for the money. I'm not in it for the fame. I'm in it for the pain.
It's something athletic. It's another way to get out there and burn some calories, and it's fun and extreme.
Dodgeball is just about to get started, and people are taking it really seriously. A lot of people say they've played dodgeball many times or are actually pros at it. So everybody's dressed up in costumes, and we're about to get started.
All of the teams played furiously throughout the evening, but at the end of the night, it was the Fireball team that won the competition. For SAU News, I'm Kendall Rittenauer.
Congratulations to the Fireball team. We hope you find a good way to spend the money.
Our SAU News team will be back next week with another show full of interviews, news, and features about Southern life.
International students will get an early taste of a traditional American Thanksgiving this Sunday. I'll be there to bring you their story. SAU News is a joint production of the TV News and Multi-Camera Production class here in Southern School of Journalism and Communication. I'm Georgia Standish.
And I am Timothy Brass. If you see news happening or simply want to tell us what you think about our show, tweet us at SAU News Now. See you next week.